Hello, hello. Hello, everyone out there. This is Grace Espinosa from the Wellbeing 365 Training Center. And here we are, another day, another time, another show. I hope all of you are keeping well, safe, healthy, strong, and in top condition wherever you are. Today we have got another session of the Naked Wellbeing Conversations with Grace Espinosa. So let's do the second part of self-love versus self-care. Remember, if you have got questions or if you have inquiries or if you have doubts or if you want to say hello to me, just do it. I have got this chat which is habilitated so you can, just engage. Engaging is very important, especially nowadays. So before we start our session, I would like to pause for a minute for all those that has been taken away due to this terrible virus. In the other hand, I also want to pause for all those that has been taken away for different health conditions that has been signed up in their death certificate as a, with the virus. Also, let's take a pause for all those children, teenagers, vulnerable people that has passed away because of taking their own life. And let's not forget to pause a minute for all those who have gone because they suffer from overdose and to substances abused. And let's add all those that has been taken away because they were victims of crime and violence. Because the list can go on and on and on. Let's pause for all those that have freezing away outside with no place where to live because their houses has been taken away due to not be able to pay the mortgages. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on. And I'm sure we all affected. And this is the right time to actually have a plan and to actually let's start to build up ourselves slowly. Because this is what we really need to hear. This situation has been horrible for a lot of people that have lost dear member families due to the virus, but also people that have lost many dear member family due to people not being able to cope the losses or the actual event, which it prevents you from socializing or seeing others. And we all vulnerable in many ways. If your everyday life is taken away suddenly, just suddenly, you are going to be affected and you are in a vulnerable condition. And it's important to make sure that we recognize all the suffering of everybody, because in one way or in another way, whether I know you or whether you know me or whether I don't know you and whether you don't know me, we will be connected in some point, in somehow. Because really nowadays the world is a very small place, very small place. And I do feel for everybody. And that's why I always leave my open questions. So, how are we going to stop this situation to repeat itself in the nearest future or in the future? That's a good open question. So, if you know how, just write your comments below. Tell me, how can we stop this to repeat? How can we create a better world for everybody to live happily? And yes, we all have got different way of thinking, different way of acting, different way of taking decision, different way of looking the reality. But at the end of the day, I do believe that the vast majority of people, they want the best, not only for themselves, but for the people that is around us around. Um, And all this started because I started feeling sorry for my clients, because we have spent years of trying to build up self love, which is very important in order to know how to deal with certain things, with certain issues or complications or tasks or obstacles that we encounter while we are living our journey, because life is a journey and sometimes it goes up and down. And it's important to have some reliable source when we are down. It's important to, as I always say, put ourselves in somebody else's shoes, even uh, if I even don't know you directly. I know you exist, and I don't need superpowers to understand that somebody else is in a terrible position. And the more I learn how to love myself and how to become conscious about what is internally and externally and my environment, the more I can create collective awareness. And once I create collective awareness, and once everybody is involved and everybody play their role in this wonderful world, uh, life will be much easier. I'm sorry, people call me all sort of names, which I don't care really, because I have lived too much for my age and I have lived for so long. And I started to be an entrepreneur when I was really, really young. So by this time, when I'm nearly at the end of my 30s, and don't ask me my age, and I don't mind telling you anyway. And when I'm nearly in my late 30s, I already have got a huge bag of experiences. And I was in the same boat as everybody else. Let's say the 90% of the population is lacking in self love. And therefore, we are lacking in consciousness and readiness. It's not just about rights, which I clearly fight for rights and for justice and for freedom. But it's also when you become conscious of how you think, how you act, how you feel, then it's much easier to accept responsibilities, because there is no way that we will able to have rights without responsibilities. We all need to accept responsibilities, and we all need to practice responsibilities. And that's why I have got this great session. But let's pause a minute. And whatever is your God, or whatever is your higher belief, I'm just going to say, God bless us all, really. and God save for us all. And God protect all of us as well, and give us power and encouragement and positivity and everything that we all wish for ourselves. So the session is, I don't want it to be tragic, because the session is about self-love versus self-care part 2. In the previous session, we learned how to, why it was important to have self-love, and we learned few techniques. And I hope you can actually put into practice what you learned. Because remember, this information is not given to you at school, it's not given to you in the university. This information, it's mainly coming from people like me, people that work in self-development, people that are coaches, and I'm very lucky because I have got a huge amount of training, but I also have got a huge amount of life experiences. So that's why I'm here sharing all these with you today. And remember where you heard it first and where you heard it from. Okay? And follow my website, the Wellbeing 365. We have got a huge amount of resources there for free. And you can sign up on our weekly email and you get lots and lots of information. You also get brochures, and you get free guides, and you get a lot of promotions. It's important to actually love ourselves, but also take care of ourselves. And I'm going to tell you in this session why it's essential that you learn how to love yourself unconditionally, despite whatever is going on outside in the external world. And when I say in the external world, is whatever is outside from your power, whatever you cannot dominate, control, or like right now, the situation that we are living. I personally feel a little bit frustrated because this is out of my power. I usually conduct myself very well. I run my life successfully very well. I am, on the top of my game. But unfortunately, this is out of my power. I cannot control this. This is external. So then I have to learn new techniques to be able to do that, right? So let's continue. So I want you to make sure that you understand that you are not alone wherever you are, that you're not alone, whatever is your skin color, whatever is your language, whatever is your race, or wherever you are based, you are not alone. And even when I don't know you, I know you, and I'm trying my best to make action and to do right. So a lot of people that are vulnerable and have been forgotten and left behind can use all this technology in their own benefits and can use all these tools to empower themselves, because many people around the world don't know what it, never have heard somebody telling them how wonderful they are and how good they are. And with a little bit of good attitude, training, and positivity, and willingness to do it, and readiness, you could transform your life. You could transform your life. A lot of people are unaware of the power that they have within inside themselves. They think the basic, absolutely the basic. They always live in survival mode, and they always very driven by what somebody else has to say, or what is the latest news, or what is the latest trend, or what it's a lot of pressure out there. And it's actually savage game, because if you are weak, you get destroyed. You get absolutely destroyed in this world. And that is what you have to change. And the only way to change it is to empower yourself is to understand your own power. And I'm not talking about revolution because that never have worked. I'm talking about education, training, resources, understanding. And that is beautiful because that's the only thing that you can actually take with you when you go away. The only thing that we know for sure is that today we're here, but tomorrow we don't know. And it's as simple as that. We cannot pretend that it's going to be different because that's not realistic. I know myself, I'm here today. I don't know tomorrow what would happen. Maybe I don't get killed by the virus, but maybe I just fall into a large, deep popped hole and I'm there, gone. Or I may just have a heart attack, or I may just fall from the stairs. Who knows what it could happen? I'm not sure what is going to happen tomorrow, but the only thing that I'm sure is what is going to happen today. So today is very important. A lot of people say, "Oh, you live in a fairy tale. You think that the unicorns exist and this and that." I don't. I live in a very, very present reality. I don't hide the facts. I don't. I have got wishes for everybody and for myself. But to be honest, I'm a very, very lucky person because I have lived so much so early that at this point of my life, I have done my duties. My kids are still young, but I have educated them to actually be independent citizens and try their best to be a good citizen and to not hurt other people if they can stop it. But also have taught them how to enjoy life, how to live life like if your last minute or your last day. And that is what makes life beautiful and worthwhile to live. Um, when you actually can enjoy life and every minute and every angle of it. And it's true, it's quite tricky. It's very tricky. We all have got different opinions, and that's how it should be. We all should have that entitlement and that right to have our opinion without going off board, without hurting others, without causing issues or problems. And that's why I support freedom. I do support freedom. And self love give you the right tools to live your life the way you want to live it. That's what it gives you self love. That's why this uh, episode is absolutely important because you are a powerful being. Doesn't matter where they are, doesn't matter what you believed that you are not. You are a powerful being. You are extraordinary. You are absolutely wonderful. And whatever you put in your mind, you will be able to achieve it. Yes, in the other hand, you will have to work really, really hard because the competition is not with the person next to you. The competition is with yourself every single day. You have to compete with yourself. You have to become a better person of what you were yesterday. You have to train harder because to be extraordinary is to train harder. You know what they say? You need to practice whatever you want. If you want to be the best in something, you need to practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it until you achieve that. Nothing is going to come out of the blue. And people call me that I live in a fairy tale. No, I call them the ones that think that everything is going to come like that without no practice, without no commitment, without values. That is to live in a fairy tale. You think that you can make just click like this and you lost 10 pounds? No, that doesn't happen. your body doesn't react like that, doesn't respond to that. I tell you this little tale. I used to work as a coach for this big company that they promote um, healthy healthy living and healthy lifestyle. And many of my clients came and say, right, I give you 1 week to help me to lose 5 pounds of 10 pounds or whatever. I say, really? Well, how are you going to do that? How you are going to train your body, your mind, your brain, and your whole physiology that you are going to lose 5 pounds or 10 pounds in a week? I don't believe in magic pills. I don't. I believe in hard work, in commitment, in failing, because every single entrepreneur that have made it out there, they have fallen 9 times, but they stood up 10. And through my journey, myself, my own experience, it has been like that. And it's never ending. Once you reach a goal, then you continue to the next goal and the next goal and the next goal. And that the type of mentality or the type of mindset that you need to have in order to improve your own life, improve the life of the people that is next to you, and enjoy or joy the wonderful universal collectivity. And that is how we should be. Um, so sorry, I have got my notes here. I don't see nothing wrong having my notes. So let's practice self-love. How do we practice self-love? What is the first step? Because it's absolutely important, essential that you learn how to practice self-love. Self-love, it's about you internally. It's about your emotions. It's about your awareness. It's about your consciousness. It's about how you see yourself, how you communicate or socialize with others. It's about what is inside you. It's not something that you can buy, like it's self-care. You can go to this nice and comfortable spa and you can be pampered for the day. Unfortunately, self-love, it has to be made, it has to develop, it has to grow. That's why you need to work. That's why you need training. That's why you need to, in fact, take the decision. Because people like to be motivated and they pay for motivation. They pay for beautiful speeches and talk, but after that, after the talk, after the chat, after the event, when they turn around, they have forgotten everything. You actually have to become a practitioner. You have to practice. It has to be your daily bread, your daily basis. And yes, it's not easy. It's not easy to improve yourself. It's not easy to make the decision. It will be many times when you actually step forward 2 steps and then you go back 3 steps. And that is constantly up and down, like a yo-yo diet. And you don't have to sort of beat yourself. What I'm trying to say is that the first step is to understand that it's not going to be easy. That is something that requires your commitment, and it's something that you have to practice and practice and practice and practice until you master it. That's how it works. And I personally, I choose very well my clients because it's hard. Everybody wants the best. Everybody wants to change. Everybody wants to drive the best car. Everybody wants to have a big house. Everybody wants to come out of poverty and everybody wants the best. But no, many are willing to put the effort on it, to get up early in the morning, to have your alarm, to do your morning routine, to go to work, or to have the next idea, or do your whatever you do to bring money in. And not many people are willing to do that. There is a lot of old belief, trauma, emotions, and it's hard because if you don't see it, then you won't be able to improve it. That's how it works. Until you don't see it, and until you don't say enough is enough, and that is when the brain clicks and the mind clicks, the day that you say enough is enough. And when I hear someone saying enough is enough, I know they are ready for tango. You are ready for your next adventure. You got tired of the same drama, conflicts, waste of time and energy, basically, when you could be using all that time to practice, and practice well-being, practice self-love. And there will be time when you will feel exhausted and tired, but believe me, once you pass the line, let's call it within the within drawn symptoms, then you will be down the hill, and everything down the hill is easier. So that was the first principle. The first principle of life is to understand that you are the most important person. Yes, you are, and you need time off, and you need self-care, and you need self-love. And if you don't give it to yourself, nobody will give it to yourself. Nobody will. Doesn't matter how much they tell you they love you, nobody will give it to yourself because it's not their job, it's your job. And this is one of the big universal issues. People wanting, expecting somebody else to come and save them. No, it doesn't happen like that. I'm sorry. If I would have that mindset, I still would be in one of the most dangerous city of the world, Caracas, and I don't know what. You have to save yourself. It's you first because you are your universe. You cannot help anybody if you are not helping yourself first. If you are not taking care of your well-being, if you are not taking care of every aspect of you, which is your health, is not responsibility. Your health is not responsibility of the doctors or the government or your neighbor or your family. It's your health. You need to know, and if you don't know, you need to get educated. You need to research. You need to investigate. You need to go to the library. Nowadays, you don't need a library. You just can, do a quick research on Google or whatever. And there are many opportunities to learn about good health. What to eat, what vitamins you need, what routines you need. You need plenty of exercise, you need plenty of rest. You need time to listen to your body. When your body is talking to you, your body will tell you, will warn you, will say, something is wrong. Pay attention, you have got headaches, you are sneezing, your throat is not feeling well, you are not having enough energy, you are sleeping too much, your whole body is aching. Your body tells you in many ways what is wrong. And I believe in preventative medicine. I don't believe in trying to say something that it's, already damaged. Preventive medicine, it should be the new, the now, the latest, the trending thing out there. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen, but then it's your job anyway because it's your body. And that's how important it is, that how important is self-love. People give their whole life, people give their whole energy, people give their whole body. For example, this is a clear example. Some people work all the life, and the only thing that they work and work and work and work and work and work, they are called workaholics. And they have got bad, really, really bad routines. They spend the whole day sitting down. They don't stretch, they don't go out for walks, they don't do exercise. So by the time they reach 50, their body is naked. Don't think that the body is going to last you forever. It will last you for a long time, but you have to look after the body. You have to do something about your health, because your health is your wealth. If you don't have that health, you don't have the wealth. And it does amaze me how a lot of people are so scared of catching up the virus, but they still don't do anything to elevate the immune system, the resistance, to do something about their health, to act now. They still smoke like never before, and they still eat badly, and they still spend the whole day sitting down or lying down indoors. So if you're really scared of dying, then you have to take action, and you have to do the reverse action. It's not enough with being scared. No, this is where the mindset is important. It's important to actually take action now and do something. Even if you start, I don't know, doing exercise while you are on the chair. There are exercises for the chair. There are thousands of videos for free. Everybody nowadays at least have got internet. So there are many practices that you could do. So, but then you need to first understand what is wealth, what is health, is wealth, and what is your responsibility and what is not. It's your job to practice preventative medicine. The medicine that is there is your responsibility. Drinking water, try to minimize the consumption of this and that. You know everything, because nowadays there is no way that people don't know what are the best practices, right? And it's very important, and that's how you start loving yourself, and you also start taking care of yourself. So remember, there is no magic pill. You have got the magic pill. Where? Here, with your mindset. You click your fingers, you talk to yourself, you tell yourself what is next, what do you have to do. And stop asking people around you, because unfortunately, and this is nobody's fault, this is just our human nature. We want people to be on the same level as us. If you are always has been in one way, and you always do the same things, and you always, in this level, as soon as you start looking into the next level up, the people that is with you and the people that is not willing to change like you, they will try to drag you down. And it's not because they are mean, bad, because they hate you. No, it's because it's the human nature. That's how it works. So it's look at my example. A lot of people actually try to laugh about my accent. Do I care? No. I don't care about my accent. I don't care about my spelling mistakes. I don't care about my mispronunciation. I don't care. I speak Spanish, and then I speak half English, and then I speak the best language in the world, which is a universal language. It's I speak the language that everybody understands, and it's vibrational, and it's body language, and I really don't care, because if I will spend time listening to people that never have done nothing absolutely nothing other than complaining, or they never take action, or they have got always a problem. These ones are the worst. The ones that always have a problem and no solutions. And I don't know where I would have been. I really don't know where I have been. I mean, I wish I would be 50-pound notes and everybody would like me, like you like 50-pound notes. But unfortunately, I'm not. And I really don't care. So that's the life. As you see, as long as people respect me and I respect them, then we are allowed to have, miscommunication. We are allowed not to be in agreement. And that's what is important, to respect. And this is where responsibility comes in. And I don't spend my time gossiping and wasting time in things that don't bring me any solution and keep me going around and around and around in the loop. For me, that's absolutely a waste of time. And if I would think like that on a daily basis, I would have had nothing, absolutely nothing. I wouldn't have been having the life that I already have, and I wouldn't be enjoying every minute of my life, and I wouldn't be able to keep and preserve memories to take with me, because that's what I'm here from. I'm not here to amuse anyone, but if you want to get amused, that's your business. We all need a little bit of gossip. I do understand that, and we all need a laugh as well. I do understand that. However, some people take it as a job, unpaid job actually, because they don't get any pay for that. So you actually have to isolate yourself from those people, because they are like a virus. They are contaminated. They are going to drag you down. And this is what you have to, if you really want to improve yourself and love yourself unconditionally and have dignity and never let anybody to overwalk or overstep you, or whatever you want to call it, then you need self-love. You need to be respectful, but you also need boundaries. You need self-love. So once you are there, once you know what you want, then is when you start helping other members of your reach. You first start with you, because you are your universe, and without you, nothing functions right. Then you start helping, decluttering, cleaning your house. Whatever it doesn't serve you or suit you, you have to throw it away. Unfortunately, sometimes we cannot throw away our kids and our members, family members, so we have to learn tools and resources to be able to deal with them. Okay, so then after that, you start reaching your community. You become somebody, after you have cleaned your house and you are in charge of your house and you are in control of your house, and you do your co-parenting, or you do, and then after that, a few other episodes I will talk about this, because this is a very important subject to talk about. And then you start reaching your community, you start being part of the community, you start noticing the things that needs improvement and needs your participation and need you to be there, because that's how you empower yourself, empower your family, empower your the collective. You cannot pretend that your house is very clean and everything inside is very good, and as soon as you step out of the door, it's full of, I'm sorry for the word, but it's full of shh and poo and rubbish and garbage. You can't expect to live a happy life only looking after you and your house. That doesn't work like that. You have to look after your community, and then after your neighborhood, and then after your borough, your town, your city, your state, and then hopefully the bubble grows and grows and grows and grows and grows and expands, and then you can actually look after your country, and then after your continent, and then after the universe. And what a better way to live life than to be able to sleep at night time, because you have done your best for the day without being a victim. Because some people give so much, but in the wrong way, that they become victims of themselves and victims of everybody. And that also doesn't help anyone. That's another program as well, another episode. For now, I'm just showing you how important and how important is to practice self-love. Self-love is the number one, rule in the book of the universe. So it's also important to get help. For example, I'm a coach. I'm a well-being coach. I do my own programs, my own trainings, and I coach individuals as well and groups. And it's important to get some kind of a source that it can guide you, and it can empower you, and it can sort of take you to the right direction. And that is very important. It's as important as self-love, because self-love is self-improvement. And don't tell me who you are or what language you speak. Everybody loves self-improvement. Everybody loves the new car. If I give you a car from 1880, or I present you the latest version of that car, you obviously will want the newest one. So you have to do the same with yourself. You have to update the files. You have to update the files. That's why you go to training. That's why you read books. That's why you participate in activities. That's why you just don't do one thing, or you just don't live in one way 365 days a year. No, it's your responsibility to improve yourself, to improve your living conditions, to improve your house. What are you going to teach your kids if you don't do it? What would you be teaching your kids? What would you be leaving with your kids? Me, my own theory, because I adapt my own theories of life. I model, and this is what I've been. Well, I always have been practicing NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and believe or not, without knowing what exactly was NLP and who was the founder, the creator of NLP, I've always been in love with NLP. I always have been a practitioner since the age of 15. I don't know how I got that idea from, but this is the power of your mind. This is how we all connected to each other through vibrations, through frequency. This is how important it is to speak clearly, and how important it is to speak rightly as well, to have very good intentions when you speak, because believe or not, the vibration, we all connected to vibration with each other. If you believe in Bluetooth, then you have to believe that you are the best device ever. Okay? And this is how you practice self-love, because a lot of people worship Bluetooth and they don't know that they are a live Bluetooth. A lot of people worship the latest computer, or the latest car, or the latest technology, and they absolutely feel worthless themselves. Where do you think all that ideas come from? What we see nowadays in technology. Where do you think all that come from? It comes from the human being. That's why we need to empower humanity. That's why we need to empower each other. And this is what the dark force are trying to avoid. That's why more and more and more they are abusing our human rights. For example, I'm a coach, but I am a human rights activist, and the histories and the tales that I have to put out with every day, people telling me that human rights are not important. So if human rights are not important, that means that you are not important. That means that nobody's important. That means that the people that have died in the past, our ancestors, as I call them, so they gave their life for what? For nothing. I don't think so. So once you improve yourself, you want to enjoy the collective energy. And that's how you start defending and acting rightly. So that's why we have got education, we have got training. Education is not just to learn how to write and to read and know math and whatever you know is your subject, history and all those subjects. Yes, they are very important. They are called knowledge. But education is an act that you do on daily basis. It's training, it's improving yourself, it's self-love. And I do think about these things. Maybe I'm a deep thinker, I don't know, but I do think about these things. I think about many, even before Jesus Christ, many centuries ago. And the only ones that were able to read, to write, and to have an opinion were the priests, or the equivalent of the priest. And nobody else knew how to write, to think, to have an opinion, to not know freedom of speech. It was not available. It was a very luxury thing. So if you think that now your 100 million house is a luxury, go back in time, start reading, and start finding out what it was a luxury in that time. Something that nowadays you take for granted and you take advantage of it and you don't practice and you don't use it, because 96% of the population actually don't read anymore, because it's video after video, or even cannot think because they cannot make their own thinking for themselves. So in that time, whatever they told you, you had to believe it. If they say that it was blue, then it was blue. If they say it was black, it was black. I don't know how many centuries ago, and I don't know exactly how many centuries now since that time. But a lot of people still behave the same. A lot of people still use people that is not empowered and is not actually conditioned to use their thinking and their logic. They actually believe whatever they tell to them. They actually still behave like that. And sometimes I know we have improved and evolved in many ways. Many ways we have improved and evolved, and that's wonderful, and that's why we have to preserve it, and that's why we have to treat it as a baby. Our beautiful baby is the freedom that we compromise many times, and that should be our beautiful baby. But unfortunately, in the other hand, in the other scenario, there's still that type of conditioning behavior where people are not aware of what is happening around, when they still are totally unaware of what is happening. And this is why you have to self-love yourself and self-improve. And don't take things for granted. Don't, because one day you are here and tomorrow you don't know, or the next hour you don't know. Enjoy your life. Live your life peacefully. You know, there are many. I was thinking about this. I can't recall few, but I won't. There are many ancestors that have that have done their best to empower each other, that have planted their seed. And you probably will have your own hero, And that's how it should be. For me, I do like Gandhi. I know a lot of people say the wrong thing about Gandhi, but I like him because he actually conquered freedom without one single loss of life, only using mental empowerment and communication and community. That's all that he did. And I know we through history have gone through a lot of battles. I also like my own people, like Simon Bolivar, a superhero that liberated 5 nations from the Spanish conquistadors, oh, for the Spanish from the Spanish crown. And I like a lot of people really, but it will take me too long to talk about them. So for today, don't now. And let's wrap it up. Let's wrap our burrito. I hope you enjoy my section. I hope you have left some comments, and I hope you some of my words resonate with you and that you can start understanding what it means self-love, self-care, and how you're going to empower yourself and preserve what is inside you, because that is what is most important. That's what you will be taking with you, your memories. And remember, the memories, they host in our DNA, and that's how we pass information through generations. So do something good for the people that you care for, do something good for your kids, and start working on your self improvement so you can pass good information, good feelings, good vibration to your future generations. So I'm going to leave it for now. I don't know how long I have been on. I just wanted to share with you this session of self empowerment, because it's absolutely essential in the time that we are living. So, have a fantastic evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are, and let's see each other next time. Let me think what else. If you have got ideas, topics, just let me know and we can talk about that. We can have sessions, and I'm absolutely happy to actually be doing my job in these difficult times. And so I see you very soon. Don't know when. In the meantime, let's wrap it up your burrito.